Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. I have a very special guest for the show today. Can you go ahead and announce to the world who you are and where you're calling from?
Hi, I am Prerna. I am based in India and I am an entrepreneur. I run my
And
own business, yeah, called Urban Essence
where are you actually calling from?
from Bangalore, India.
Oh, it's an honor once again like it is an honor, man. Like seriously. So
Thank
let's
you.
go ahead and talk about whatever you want in your past leading up into your present.
Uh, yes, so I was an HR professional for about a decade and I was very happy doing several roles in HR. But when I became a mother in 2017, I found myself struggling a lot on the job front and managing a baby. And then I quit my job and I was struggling for a few years. And I found that void inside till I found the answer myself, which was, to start my own business, my own brand, and inspire people, inspire women all across the globe to fall in love with themselves. So that's the purpose of my brand, my business.
So,
Yeah.
you
So
know,
that's
you
past led
you
leading to present.
what was the turning point when you started struggling with your child or your one child? What was the turning point where you said something has got to change?
Yeah. So I did not want to go back to a job where I would be just doing a normal thing. I wanted to find some purpose in life and, start my own business around it. So my only thing was to find something that, I was very passionate about and I wanted to start that. And I didn't want to go back to a normal, mundane, office work, which wouldn't inspire me anymore. So I think that was the turning point.
How long have you been doing this for?
My current business has been there for about 3 years, less than 3 years actually.
So you're like a junior at
Yeah.
this. This is so cool. Tell me
Yeah,
about your education history before we dig a little bit more into your career life as a mompreneur.
yeah. Uh, I graduated in history from Lady Shriram College. It's one of the very, very prestigious colleges in India for people who are doing arts. And after that, I did MBA in HR and marketing. So that's about my education.
That is awesome. Like I hear that the criteria over in India or like other like foreign countries, their criteria is a lot harder and you have to pay a
Okay.
lot more for your education. Is that true?
Yeah.
I give it to you. So, tell me, what was the your turning point? I don't know if I asked this, but I asked if I did, let's, okay, the turning point with your child was what again? Because I have a question for that. I'm just thinking about this off top of my head, so you gotta,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I wanted some time for myself, for my child, and work, and finding that balance while working as an employee in an organization sounded very difficult to me. It was almost next to impossible. So I thought, why not combine my passion with some business idea, and also have time for all three of us, like myself, my daughter, and my work. And that was where this hit.
Are you like I hate to ask this question, so because you get more kudos if you're not, but I have to ask, is there a male involved, like a husband, or are you a single mother?
No, my husband is there.
Good. Okay,
He's
good. That's good. So you got the family, and tell me more about what you do. Do you do classes? Like what is it that you want to enlighten the audience about with your career that you do?
So I don't do classes. I basically, my brand is about Indian garment called saris, and I source it from different parts of India, and all the parts of India are famous for some ancient art. There are different art forms that are surviving in these different areas. So I source from them. I design my own, saris, and that's what I do. That's what is there
So you
as
provide artwork and on the
yeah.
side do
On.
journalism? Because you have an impeccable, oh my God, I read it. You have an impeccable history of things. You speak at different events, right? So
Yeah,
can
some
you
of the
tell
world
me,
conferences I did last year.
yes, tell me
Yes.
about that. Whatever you want to talk about for like what would you like to hit? What highlight point would you like to hit? Like to enlighten my audience about what it is you really do.
Yeah.
You've done a lot.
Yeah. So, when I was growing up, I had this huge fear of, speaking in public. Even if there would be two, three people, I would be really scared to talk. So I realized that I also loved talking. I loved that stage, attention. And at the same time, I was scared of talking in public. So just to overcome that, I started doing podcasts first. And then last year, at two of the world conferences, I was a speaker at, IABC conference held in New York. I did a virtual session. And there was another conference called Diversity and Inclusion, where I talked about how I transitioned from a mother to an entrepreneur, basically to inspire women, mothers, not to give up if they are struggling in their career after having kids, and they can reinvent themselves and they can always bounce back. So that was the inspirational story I shared there.
Have you we're okay, we're going into almost 8 minutes. So where do you see yourself right now for the future? Because even though you've done things that I hope to touch, because that's a world conference, you know, and it's an honor to be engaged with somebody that wants to speak and had the same fears that I've had. I'm getting over my fears, but I have to get used to being around a crowd of people, and sometimes they call that in diagnosis like agoraphobia. But secretly it's like you I loathe being around people, but the fear is what I might say that may embarrass myself. That's everybody's fear.
True,
So
true.
I'm like, I might as well go with the flow and say
Yeah.
what I need to say from the heart. And that's how I learned how to cope with it. But where do you see yourself in the future?
Mm, few years down the line, I see myself doing a lot of TED Talks. I see my business growing and, touching women across globe, uh, falling in love with themselves and also freeing themselves of body shaming. And that's where I see myself, just inspiring women across the globe.
You said you said a couple of things in your language, and one of the things you said begin with an S, and it was speaking of artwork, right?
Right.
And that's another thing you do,
Yeah.
right?
A lot of
Oh
lot of
my
art
goodness.
forms are, sort of dying out. So just to help them survive, we're, bringing
You're
them back.
bringing them back to
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
Wow, that is
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Like, so like, what is the meaning and where are these pictures located? What is the meaning behind these images? What is the meaning behind these images
Um,
that
images of.
of the actual artwork? Like, it's
Right.
a
Right.
history thing,
Yeah,
right?
it's history thing. Right. Right. They're history things. They reflect on nature, how men and animals even lived together, or there are a lot of these, Indian wedding, Indian traditions being represented in this art. So there are a lot of different things that are shown in these art forms.
How,
Our daily lives, how people lived. So all those things, some things which were very important to people back then, in ancient times. So all those things have survived, in the form of artwork.
that is a beautiful thing. And can you name one before we, because we have 4 minutes, but like one thing in journalism that touched your heart, one thing that you've done that touched your heart?
Um, I think when I write about my own story of how I struggled and I overcame those struggle to, reach where I am today, it inspires a lot of people around me. So that's something that I feel very proud of.
Okay. And I think that if you spoken at a world event, like we were speaking off camera, and you you've done world events, but you haven't actually touched on TEDx yet. And I think there's a lot of supporters that would put you or recommend you go. Like I feel like you have a story to tell. You're trying to empower women, and it's very hard to do sometimes, but we can help each other grow, because to me, spiritually we're intertwined, and I feel like we should uplift each other. And how do you feel about like the fact that your story is such a powerful story? Like I can't fathom how a mother that sat up there and left her job and was struggling taking care of her kid come out of it as a graceful, productive, intelligent, beautiful mother and mompreneur. Mompreneur. So before we end, do you have anything that you would like to share with the audience to help them?
Yeah, I think just I just want to share that, dream big, and when you dream big, you can also achieve them. There's no harm in dreaming big, because a lot of times we limit ourselves, with our dreams itself. If we keep dreaming big and we keep chasing them, there's nothing that we cannot achieve.
I agree. I agree. How can the people reach you?
They can reach out to me on LinkedIn, and also I have a website called myurbane.com. So they can visit us there. For we are going to be launching a lot of new products there, and we are there all over the globe. Like we are on amazon.com and all those places. So we are very much reachable. So yeah.
Okay. And thank you everybody for joining the show. Such a wonderful lady, and I appreciate you guys for watching. You take care, be safe, stay on the line, Prerna. I have some special offers, and you all take care, be safe, and I'll see you guys later.